Hello everyone, today I'm going to be getting takeout from my favorite Chinese restaurant. Lately I've just been craving food from my favorite Chinese restaurant, and honestly I've just been missing it a lot. The problem is though that it's all the way in San Francisco, so I was thinking takeout is going to be pretty tricky. The good news is I found a pretty easy way we can get takeout from there. One of my mom's friends is in a Chinese buy group, and what's really cool is my favorite Chinese restaurant delivers to members of that group. We needed our friend's help because we're not able to join the Chinese buy group because we're not able to read or speak in Chinese. We talked over the phone last night and she helped us order our food, and it does look very delicious. So thank you again to my mom's friend Sally for helping us order because I'm super excited to try all the food. Anyways, our order's almost ready, and what's really nice about it is the location that we're heading to pick up the food is only about 20 minutes away from us versus going all the way to the restaurant would take us at least an hour. Anyways, let's head over there now before the food gets cold. Alright, we just picked up the food, and as you can see in the background there's a van with the door open, and that's where we got the food from, and now we're just gonna head home and I'll show you guys what I got. I just got back home with all of the food, and it all looks super delicious. Let me show you guys everything I got. This is the soy sauce chicken. This is just some chicken that has been steamed and marinated in some soy sauce, and also comes with this big tub of extra soy sauce, which I'm definitely gonna use. This is one of my all-time favorites from R&G Lounge. This is the Peking duck. This just looks like a wonderfully roasted duck with a super crispy skin. These are lotus buns, which are meant to be eaten with the Peking duck. And we also have some green onion and hoisin sauce for Peking duck as well. This is something I always get when I go to R&G Lounge. This is the Princess Chicken. It's just some steamed chicken, and it just comes with this killer sauce. It's almost like an oil mixture of garlic and scallion and ginger, and it is just so delicious. These are the mustard greens with black mushrooms, and I just love the sweet and sort of salty sauce that comes with it. It is just the best. This is probably my favorite dish from R&G Lounge. This is the salt and pepper crab, and as you can see, it's just a deep fried crab, and it is just pure heaven. These are the honey spare ribs, and I've never had these before, and I'm super excited to try them. This used to be one of my all-time favorite dishes from R&G Lounge. It is the Three Treasures. It's basically some vegetables and tofu filled with shrimp. Unfortunately, when I was 8, I became allergic to shrimp, and basically if I eat shrimp, I break out in hives, so unfortunately, I will not be able to eat that anymore. I also decided to get dessert. These are their Don Tot, or egg tarts, and they are definitely well known for these. And what I love is they threw in this complimentary dessert. It looks like it's some sort of red bean and coconut jelly, and I'm super excited to try that as well. First thing first, before I try all this delicious food, I gotta put our crab in the oven because it got a little bit soggy, and I'm also gonna put our Peking duck in the oven as well, and that's just gonna crisp them up. While our Peking duck and crab are heating up in the oven, I'm just gonna go ahead and start by trying our mustard greens. I'm super excited to try it because I know I've had this before, and it is one of my favorite vegetable dishes from R&G Lounge. It is just so delicious. Just look at this. Doesn't that look delicious? Let's give our mustard greens a taste. Wow, the mustard greens are fantastic. They have a subtle bitterness and a subtle sweetness, and it's just very refreshing, and I love this sauce. It is very mild, sweet sort of soy sauce, and it just goes really well with the mustard greens. A must try. The mustard greens also come with some black mushrooms, which are delicious as well. They're nice and chewy, and they have a little bit of tanginess, and they're just so amazing. Now let's go ahead and try our honey spare ribs. They just smell wonderfully delicious. They smell super toasty and super delicious, and they actually feel kind of crunchy, almost. Let's give this a taste. I'm super excited to try this. I've never had it before. Wow, those honey spare ribs are fantastic. It tastes like they deep fried a spare rib. That's right, it tastes like it's fried, and it just tastes so delicious. I love the sauce. It is super, super sweet and a little bit salty. It almost reminds me of like a Chinese barbecue sauce, and I absolutely love it. Definitely recommend this. Alright, next, let's go ahead and try our soy sauce chicken. Let's just get a piece here. It just feels super, super tender, and I just got a wing piece, and I'm super excited to try it. Alright, I just tore off a little piece of our wing, and I'm just gonna give it a little dip in our soy sauce. Let's give it a taste. Wow, that is a very beautiful, beautiful chicken. It is ultra tender and it just has a wonderful flavor. It is much better than just regular chicken that you get at the grocery store. I don't know what it is about it. It just has this wonderful marinade, and with the sauce, it is absolutely amazing. I definitely recommend this if you just love steamed meats. It is so delicious. Alright, now let's go ahead and try our princess chicken while we're on the subject of chicken. And like I said, this is just some steamed chicken, and I'm just gonna give it a little dip in our garlic scallion oil. I'm super excited to have this because I haven't had this in so many months. Wow, it has that same super high quality chicken, and I just love it with that oil. Some of you may be thinking, wait, why are you dipping it into straight oil? Well, the oil is quite diluted down by all of the scallions and green onion and all the ginger, so it isn't super thick and rich, and it just is super bright and super wonderful, especially with the chicken. So good. Alright, I just took our Peking duck and crab out of the oven, and I'm super happy because they both got ultra crispy, maybe even crispier than when you get it at the restaurant. And right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a piece of crab here, or rather, Peking duck, and as you can see, I just grabbed a Peking duck leg, and this is just going to be super delicious. And right now I'm just going to use my fork right here to kind of break it up. And now that I broke up my Peking duck, we're just going to get our lotus bun right here, and we're going to load up some of the greasy skin and some of the super delicious and tender meat into our bun. And then we're just going to add a few sprigs of green onion, and it's going to be a delicious little sandwich for us to try. So let's give our Peking duck a taste. Wow, our bun is so fluffy and mildly flavored, and it just really goes well with the Peking duck. The Peking duck itself is super crispy on the outside. I just love the crispy skin, and the inside meat is very tender. And like I said, it is a really high quality duck, so it's super delicious, and I just love the crunch of the green onions as well. This is some of the best Peking duck you'll ever try. Now let's go ahead and try our salt and pepper crab. I was really so excited about trying this. That's what I call the Peking duck. I just can't wait. This is just super crispy, and I just can't wait. Let's try this. Wow, I just love the crispy exterior of the crab. It is a bit greasy, but it is super delicious. I just love the saltiness on the outside, and you definitely get a little bit of pepper. Despite the name, it is not super peppery, but there's tons of garlic, and there's little bits of green onion too. They're very small, but it's kind of worked into the batter, and it is just so delicious. This is some of my favorite crab, and the crab itself is just super tender and falls apart in your mouth. So good. All of our entrees are super delicious, and now it's time to rate them. Our mustard greens and black mushrooms get a 9.5 out of 10. It really doesn't get much better than that when it comes to veggies. They're just super fresh and super delicious. I discovered that the honey spare ribs are one of my new favorite items. They are so delicious, they get a 9.5 out of 10 as well. Our Peking duck was a pleaser like always, so it gets a 10 out of 10. I've never found Peking duck that's better than it. The princess chicken also gets a 10 out of 10 as well. It's some of the best princess chicken I've ever had. I've tried multiple princess chickens, and this is definitely my favorite. Our soy sauce chicken was also very delicious. I just loved it. It is really high quality chicken. It is very tender and very flavorful meat. It is really good, so I give it a 9 out of 10. Guys, if you know me, I love my seafood. I absolutely adore any seafood, and this was super delicious, our salt and pepper crab. I love it, and I get it every single time I'm at RNG Lounge, so it gets a 10 out of 10. Perfect crab. I just finished most of the salt and pepper crab. I only excluded maybe a couple of legs, and I also ate some more of the Peking duck, as you can see evidenced by all these bones and all this carnage, and I gotta tell you, it was so delicious. Anyways, time for dessert now after that huge meal. The first thing I'm gonna be trying are their famous egg tarts. They're definitely known for these, and it just looks super flaky and feels very light, not too dense. So I'm excited to try this. Let's give it a taste. That is definitely one of the better egg tarts I've had in my time. The outside is very soft, and it's also nice and flaky, and almost has a little bit of a vanilla flavor, and I love that. And the inside is super eggy and super custardy, and I just love it. I definitely recommend their egg tarts. They're a very delicious dessert from there. To top off our super delicious meal, let's just try our coconut pudding and our red bean. It's just super jelly. It's just like a little block of deliciousness. So let's just go ahead and get a piece of this. It is super stretchy, and the bottom is a little bit stretchy as well. Let's give this a taste. Wow, I love the pudding on top. It is like nothing. It just melts away in your mouth, and it is very, very mild. It's just like kind of serves up the red bean, which is super sweet. And it's nice and smooth with a little bit of chunks of whole beans. And wow, that is an amazing dessert. I love it. And definitely try this if you're a big fan of red bean. It's amazing. And remember, this was the complimentary dessert. It might even be better than egg tart. Well, this is great just to top off that amazing meal. Alright, it's time to rate our desserts. I really enjoyed our egg tart. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. It honestly might be the worst thing I had, but when I say that, I mean it was still really good, like 8.5 out of 10. This was delicious. I definitely recommend this if you enjoy egg tarts. It might be the best egg tart you've ever had if you've not had that many egg tarts. It's pretty good. And I just love the pudding. This was my favorite dessert, for sure. I love it. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. It was super delicious. And like I said, it's really nice because for me, the egg tart, you know, it's kind of rich after having all that fried crab. But this dessert, the pudding, is very, very light. And it's just really great. Just to cut a little bit of the grease, it's very delicious. Anyways, that is going to do it for today. I just had an amazing meal at RNG Lounge. I know for many of you, if you're not in that rare Chinese buy group, it might be kind of hard to get your hands on some RNG takeout, but definitely, once stuff starts to open up again, hopefully, one day, definitely recommend heading to RNG. As of now, they do have outdoor dining, but I don't feel super comfortable about that because they looked pretty close together. But if you're really desperate to try RNG Lounge, maybe give it a try. I don't know. Don't take my word for it, but definitely, someday check out RNG Lounge because I just had an amazing meal. It is so delicious. Anyways, that is going to do it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure if you did to give it a like, and also make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.